genuine faith. The reason I entitled the broadcast Genuine Faith is because there are so many knockoff religions. There's so many knockoff, quote, believers in Jesus that it's kind of hard to distinguish between what's real and what ain't. You know, it's sad. I mean, I thought I had a hard time coming to Christ. And the reason I say that is because this. Think about this, y'all. When I came to Christ, it was 1992. Okay. And my life was lived the way I wanted to live my life. I was in control, at least till I got to about, I say 14, maybe 15. I got an opportunity. I was going to say a chance, but an opportunity to live the way I wanted to live by my rules. I mean, within the guidelines of the law of the land, I got to live how I wanted to live. And my life didn't consist of anything religious. I mean, I remember we moved to Texas from Florida and we couldn't buy something that, you know, we went to the store to buy and they say, hey, we don't sell that. We have a blue law in effect here. You guys are not from here? And we like, nah, we're not from here. They're like, yeah, we don't sell anything like that till after 4 o'clock or after 2 o'clock. We was like, what? So when it comes to religion, my life didn't have no background in religion. My grandmother, faithful to the core. Matter of fact, it was my grandmother who led me to a church where Pastor Broderick Huggins was teaching or preaching on that Sunday. And 3 Sundays later, I gave my life to Christ. But anyway, I just want to set the record straight that I wasn't a church or a PK child. That wasn't me. I lived my life wild. And in that wild living, I did come across some folks who said they were Christian. That's why I said faith. They said they were Christian. And sad to say that in my wild lifestyle, I ran into some Sunday school teachers. Some of them were married. And the stuff we was doing, from my recollection or looking at the Bible today, that was unbiblical. That was not what Christians should be doing. And so those type of experiences, they almost deaden my belief in a God, deaden my belief in Jesus. I can even go farther back. I remember in high school as a freshman, and like my first week at school and our second week at school, and we were walking and we noticed some people in a circle and their heads were down. And we was like, yo, what's up with that? And they were like, I don't know, let's go see. We went, you know, us heathen folks, you know, we like what they doing. And we went and they said, hey, y'all come to pray? We like, nah, we not praying, nah. Oh, that's what y'all doing? And, you know, we laughed and walked away. They, you know, a couple of the young ladies said, you heathens, you need to be over here. You gonna go to hell or whatever. And we laughed, you know, going to get some chocolate chip cookies early in the morning at Oxnard High School. But I'm saying that because the females that were kind of shouting out to us heathen, well, you should have seen them females on Friday night in the house party in the garage or at the boys club dance, or you should hear the stories that their boyfriends was sharing with us. And those stories reinforced by the actions of those females, you know, how they did kind of, you know, they showed some squirreliness, you know, yeah, that dulled out any faith that I could have put in Jesus. It was being eroded by the actions of these individuals who said they were Christians. These individuals who attended church and some of them Bible studies. They, you know, had to leave football practice early because their family goes to Bible study. So that didn't help me come to Jesus. It was discouraging. And somebody might be listening right now saying, yeah, that's where I'm at, Reg. That's where I'm at. Well, this broadcast is just for you. We're talking about genuine faith. And the verse of scripture that kind of helped me sit up straight when I became a believer was Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. And this one hit you right between the eyes. Matter of fact, I spoke about how my football coach would say when we were losing, it's gut check time, gentlemen. You know, he would say, let's dig down. Let's find out who we are when we go back in the second half. Well, this verse of scripture is a gut check verse. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26, and it reads like this. Dear friends, if we deliberately continue sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth is Jesus, y'all, there is no longer any sacrifice that will cover these sins. And you're like, what are these sins? Think about the sins you committed today. I don't know where you at, morning, noon, night, I don't know, but think about those sins. And then ask yourself, are these habitual sins? Are these sins that I have continued to do and continue to practice for the last year, for the last 2 years, or for your life? Are these habitual? Scripture saying those sins are not covered. Those sins may be the major indicator that you are not of the faith, that your faith is not genuine. It's just a said faith. This is gut check time, y'all. Ice Cube said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I say ditto to that, real talk. I recently heard this news story, local news, how this couple, they were going to go out on the town and they didn't want to worry about drinking and driving. So what they did was they called an Uber, and the Uber came and got them, and they were on their way to go, to basically a bar and do some drinking. Well, they didn't make it to the bar because a drunk driver ran into them and killed the couple. They died. Sad, very sad story. But I shared that story because when they left the house, death was never on their mind. They did what they could to protect themselves from hurting someone or even being hurt. And in life, that's how most of us live. We're so carefree. We're like, hey, I'm good. This broadcast is aimed to that one who thinks they're good, but they're not. You are uncovered. If you were to die today, right now, you would be ushered into hell. As they're saying, Monopoly, no pass go, it's a wrap. And it's almost like you're playing Russian roulette with your life, with your spiritual life. You gambling, you thinking you good, but you're not good because your actions are reinforcing your decision to side with the enemy. Genuine faith. That's what we're talking about on this edition of Power Jams, the Wake Up Show.